Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So ignore my ready for bed back there because it's midnight. I was about to go to wash my face, do all the things, and I was just thinking about how Monique Samuels quit Bravo and the Real Housewives, which I think I said that she might do that in my reading. I don't know. I do so many readings, I can't remember everything. But I did say that she would be asked back for sure, and she was. So I just wanted to see, like, I'll ask about Monique. I mean, because she obviously, I mean, the way that she was treated was really messed up. And I mean, I obviously would not want to go put my family through that again personally if I was her. But I think that maybe, like, we should ask about Bravo, because I think the bigger picture here is that, you know, there's been so many people who have worked on that network coming out and saying things against them, especially and particularly Black women. So I just want to know, like, about, like, is Andy Cohen going to stay on there? Is he part of the problem? What is going to happen with Bravo going forwards? And just sort of ask those things and then see what Spirit has to say. And, of course, we'll look at Monique, too, you know. But like I said, I think that this is more indicative of a bigger picture problem. And Monique's rich as fuck. So, like she said, I don't need your little Bravo checks. Like, she don't really need that shit. Like, she's got other money coming in. But we will ask. So, Spirit, please join us and answer any questions that we have in regards to Monique Samuels, Bravo, Andy Cohen, Nene Leakes. Basically, everybody on the Bravo network. What can we expect coming up with Bravo? Is Andy Cohen gonna stay? What will Monique go on to do going forwards? Thank you, Spirit, for joining us. Ask only with the intention and purpose of clarity and understanding, not with any bad intent. Spirit, questions today in regards to Andy Cohen, Bravo, Monique Samuels, Nene Leakes, Tyler Bravo Network. What is coming down the road for everybody? Thank you, Spirit, for joining us. Use us all. Ask about this reading. Protect the Black women on the Bravo Network. And protect and bless all who watch and participate. I always call in protection before I even sit down and start turning the camera on, you guys. It's just sometimes I ask for special extra protection when I'm calling Spirit in, like for certain people, if I feel like they're having a little bit harder of a time or they need more of that. So, Spirit, please tell us, what can we expect from the Bravo Network going forwards? Spirit, what can we expect from the Bravo Network going forwards? Thank you, Spirit. Because I feel like this is just the tip of the iceberg, that we're going to really start to hear more stuff over the next couple years. And this is what's kind of crazy about it too, you guys, is that Potomac, you know, I was listening to something earlier today before Monique even announced that she'd quit. I think it was DJ Richie Sky or Layla Says, because I like to try to, even if it's something that I'm not really interested in, I'll still stream stuff in the background because I like to give views and support to Black creators. And so, but they were talking about, like, that the views were up, and this was the first time that they've actually were, like, beating the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And I was gonna say Orange County. That always goes in my head because that was the original franchise, and I remember, like, watching it, like, when it first came out. But it was the first time that they beat our HOA, and I think, like, the first time any franchise has, or in a long time at least. And so that was kind of crazy because, I mean, if you think about it, what was the whole storyline this year that got them all those ratings? Monique, and she's like, screw you and your little checks, bitch. Like, I'm leaving. And so it's like, oh, yo, like, what are they gonna, you know, what's next season's ratings gonna be like without Monique? Especially because now, for sure, I'm sure Candiace will come back and we'll ask in that, you know, but it seems like people aren't like huge fans of Candiace anymore. Not just because of what happened on the show, but her behavior on social media since then. So, right now, even though, like, people like Nene and Monique have had their issues, people are starting to kind of be like, yo, like, there's something wrong with Andy in the way that he treats people, you know, having favoritism, biases towards certain cast members and even towards certain, like, franchises and things like that. You know, people are really calling his ass out. So the underlying energy right here is they're actually, I feel like Bravo is trying to save money and cut costs, you guys. Because we have this 8 of Pentacles, the 7 of Wands, and the Ace of Pentacles. So it's literally talking about, like, trying to boost the ratings, but also trying to cut, like, salaries and costs and things like that. So, like, them losing people like Nene, it's kind of like, okay, yeah, like, that stunk because Nene did bring a lot to the table. But at the same time, like, we're not doing as well as we used to in the past. And, like, something about money is being a major issue, especially when it comes to people's contracts. So are they still making money as a network? Yes. But are they making as much money as a network as they should be, or are they expected to this year? Not even including the pandemic? No, because this has been something that's been going on for a few years now. Spirit's talking about the last 2 to 3. There was a lot of shows that either, like, Bravo poured a bunch of money into that we either never saw, or they had to get shelved for one reason or another. Some of it was stuff that, honestly, guys, like, they really tried to bury that because it's talking about, like, things coming out online about people. So it's like if they had a show, for example, that was set around people who own yogurt shops, you know, and then, like, the owner that, like, was the main character of the show because they stole the spotlight all the time because they were crazy and picking fights with people and doing this and doing that, right? Well, then before you even get into post-production and start editing to put this shit together, and you're thinking, like, yes, we have the best show. Nobody ever would have thought of, like, yogurt shops being so much drama and everybody being so into it. Then all of a sudden, it's like they're seeing online, oh my God, you're completely racist. If we cut you out, we don't even have a show anymore because you carry this whole show. You know, like, we poured all this money into it and now we have to scrap it. There's been a lot of stuff like that that's happened that has cost them a lot of money. So they're not doing that great, you guys. That's weird. I honestly, like, never would have guessed that. Like, I would have thought, like, oh, they're doing fine, especially with the pandemic and people having nothing to watch and them talking about the ratings going through the roof with Potomac. But other shows that they also put out this year just didn't do that well. You know, we have the Wheel of Fortune, so the karma card's definitely present in this with the Death card. They're gonna bring in new people, like, not only just, like, on shows, but, like, running things, but that's gonna lead to an even bigger Tower moment for them. And they're gonna have to, like, almost rebrand. So, and I also feel that this energy is not only that, but also more people banding together to expose things, because there's this World card here, and the World card to me often means if it's flanked by, like, a High Priestess, you know, a Hierophant, Temperance, it always to me says about things coming to light, things being exposed, like the whole truth coming out. And we also have the Ace of Cups talking about that as well. So I think that is also more people seeing like Monique quit. Nene quit. She's speaking out. Dr. Jackie has an issue. Buffy's been talking about her issues with the network. I'm going to get out there and I'm going to talk about the time that a production assistant told me, you know, something crazy, or that time that they told me that, you know, I'm ghetto or whatever, because I feel like there's a lot of those things where it's not outwardly racist, but it is a biased stereotype that is based on racial biases. And so there's gonna be a lot of that stuff coming up. They're gonna try to like get Andy to leave on his own, the network, but he's gonna refuse. Let's ask directly, is Andy Cohen gonna stick around? And you guys, Kathy Griffin told us years ago that Andy Cohen was an outright douchebag asshole. And people jumped down her throat for that. And I was like, see, it's always somebody says it first, they're the jerk, and then a few years later, everybody else comes out and says the same things, and then all of a sudden, it's like, oh my God, I can't believe it. And it's like, that person said so 5 years ago. I'm sure Kathy Griffin feels very vindicated right now. I mean, all the people that she's really called out have just like shown their asses. Donald Trump, Andy Cohen. I'm like, there's something about that Kathy Griffin. She knows how to expose somebody that we should all be, you know, next time she speaks up and says this person did something, I'm just trusting her. Spirit, is Andy Cohen gonna stay at Bravo much longer? Will they get rid of him? What is going on? Because isn't he much more than just the host of like the after Watch What Happens Live or whatever? Because I saw somebody said something like, what CEO gives themselves or producer or something like that gives themselves a show and then renews it like every year, like no matter how good or bad the ratings are or something like that. And I was like, wait, what? Like I thought, and then I saw other people saying like, no, he really does run some stuff over there. And I know he does have producer credits on some of the shows. So he will leave eventually, you guys. It's just like, it's like Ellen, you know, where we're all watching Ellen and you just know, like, you're not going to stay, like, you know, you don't have another 10 years in you to do this show. Because you can tell Ellen's over it at this point, you know, all the backlash that she received. People really don't want to, like, watch the show anymore because of it. And it's just sort of, like, awkward and weird because it's like watching, like, a breakup that you're like, just somebody say you don't want to be together anymore. Like, this is just dragging it out. Like, that's how this feels to me energetically when it comes to Andy being there, where it's like over time, he's less and less special. He's getting less and less attention. People are paying less attention to what he's doing in the shows and stuff. More people, because more stuff will come out. We have the Judgment and this Temperance energy. And then this Five of Pentacles. So expect that we're going to get a big apology from Andy at some point coming forward because he is going to get exposed. There's this hermit moment of the network trying to decide what are we going to do going forwards. But they try to keep him around for a little bit longer. But then they end up having to cut ties with him because it's like, we have to save the network. We can't save you. So it's not going to really matter so much like what positions he has or doesn't have there. Like, he doesn't own the network. So at some point they're just going to be like, we need to go find other people to work with. Because we have this Magician, this Fool, and this Six of Cups. So it is talking about, like, it's almost going to be like how we saw Kelly Ripa have all these, like, guest hosts for so long. And then they finally were like, it's Ryan Seacrest or whoever's her current co-host, you know. It's going to be something like that, like, we'll see, like, Kim Kardashian's hosting Watch What Happens Live. And now this week it's this person, and the next week it's that person, and they'll run through like a whole list of people until they settle on somebody. They're going to pick a woman to replace him, and I feel like it is going to be a woman of color. It won't be Nene. Spirit's like, no, it's not Nene. But it might be somebody that, it might be like a Monique or somebody who's done that kind of stuff in the past on other networks. So they're like, you have the experience, you're funny, you know how to like catch the little stuff, you know, that that everybody picks up on. Because sometimes, you know, like the storyline that Bravo's trying to show us when we're watching the show, there's other stuff happening in the background, like how everybody was like obsessed with Monique's bird T'Challa, you know? It's like a Monique, and I meant Monique as in the comedian, not Monique Samuels, hosting Watch What Happens Live. I'm sorry, guys. After I said T'Challa and Monique, I was like, wait, two different Moniques, and I realized that. But I feel like it would be somebody like the comedian Monique, who's hosted things like Love and Hip Hop reunions, Bad Girls Club stuff, those kinds of things, that would honestly end up taking over. And Bravo would make a big deal about making sure that it would be a woman and a black woman, because that is going to be the people who are going to have the most complaints against Bravo. So that's their conciliatory move. After we've been assholes to you, we're going to give you the prize, as you know, to make up for it. So I don't see, you know, Andy sticking around. And his bottom of the deck energy is the 9 of Wands. So right now, like, he's okay. But after all this stuff does come out, because there's a lot of shit that's going to come out about him, guys. A lot. And then he's going to have to really be fighting to try to, like, keep his place. Because I feel like it's, like, every 3 months, every couple months, we, like, all of a sudden will get this info dump from somebody. Well, when I was on there in season 4, you know, when they told me to do this and that, and then it's like, oh, shit, you know, and then we kind of recover from that. Andy's still on, you know, the network, and we're like, okay, well, I guess he apologized good enough this time. And then all of a sudden, a month later, here comes somebody else with a story about him. And there's actually going to be some celebrities that are going to say some stuff too once things start coming out. I know with Ellen, like, it was the celebrities all coming out to defend her and be like, she was always nice to me. And it's like, well, the problem wasn't that, you know, the complaints from everybody working for Ellen was that she was nice to celebrities and assholes to everybody else. But it's like, it'll be the opposite. Like, there's actually going to be celebrities who are like, Andy made me cry backstage. He was rude to me. Like, he asked me if I had any drugs or something. Like, they'll have some stuff to say too. Okay. Spirit. This is Monique Samuels going to be okay after this. What do we have in store for her ahead? And I mean, the thing is, it's like Andy kind of picks people that are just his favorites. So then if you can have a great relationship with him, but it's like, okay, like, now Giselle doesn't like you and Andy loves Giselle. Like, now all of a sudden Andy has a problem with you, even though he was literally at your house last night eating dinner with you and your family. Like, he's very, very, like, plays favorites and plays games. Oh, Monique is fine, you guys. She is fine. She totally made this decision based off of her family and trying to keep things intact, which is completely the right decision. You guys, she's got this Justice, this 10 of Pentacles, this 2 of Cups, and the Hierophant energy covering it. So she is divinely protected and blessed. She listened to her guides and her ancestors who were like, girl, you don't need that bullshit. Walk away. Because we have that Death card there. But she's going to be doing even better financially, and her marriage is going to be in such an, it's like this whole experience brings them together. You know, him standing up for her, her choosing her family over fame, fortune, whatever that, you know, she could have gained from being on a television show. There's going to be a lot of happiness between them going forwards. And I mean, it was right. They really, she don't need their little wimpy ass checks. Like, she is good. Our girl is good. 9 of Pentacles. Watch her business blow up too, you guys. We're going to see her more. We are going to see her more. I feel like she was already had ideas in the bag of things that she wanted to do, both to bring more visibility and understanding to her own business that she's been building, you know, letting people know, hey, like, this is what we're about and this is where to go find us and stuff. So I feel like we're going to get, like, and I haven't watched any of this season, you guys. I couldn't take it anymore when they were picking on Karen when both of her parents died. Like, I was just like, I haven't watched any of the season. It's been all over the news cycles and the blogs and the YouTubers and stuff. So that's why I know anything of what is going on right now. So I don't know if she already does this. But I keep hearing like podcast, YouTube, and I think that that's actually going to do really well for her because they get a lot of people. So if she doesn't already have that, she's going to do it. If she was already working on it, she's really going to vamp it up now that she has more time and energy to pour into it. And it is going to pay off for her. And people are really going to connect to her as well. Because it's like, when we don't have to see you just constantly defending yourself against these crazy women, you know, on this show and everything, then it's like she really shines. And people are really like, oh my God, I love Monique's personality. I love what she brings to the table. She is a really down-to-earth person despite the fact that, you know, she's balling and everything. Like, she's going to be good. And she had, you know, a big choice to make was the underlying energy. She saw going back to Bravo is really just causing so much problems for her family. So she made the decision to move where she thought she was going to be happier. Because it's like, I was happy before y'all hoes came into my life. I'm not letting you fuck all that up. Like, I've been through way too much and worked way too hard to get here. I'm not letting a bunch of bitter, jealous people, like, take me down. So, let's see. Spirit. Is Candiace gonna stay on the show? Candiace is gonna be on gloating like, oh my God, yes, I got rid of her. I'm sure like Giselle is over the moon. Giselle hates Monique so much. It's just, you can just see, even before all this stuff happened, like I said, literally the last season that I remember watching, and I'll be honest with you guys, I think I fell asleep through most of them too, was before Ashley got pregnant and had a kid. And Giselle just bought like that rundown house, and then like Karen's parents had both passed. And so even then I could just see that every time Giselle looked at Monique, like she just had hatred in her eyes for her. Like I was like, damn, like why do you hate this girl so much? Because it wasn't even just like jealousy, it was like hatred. Like there was meanness behind that. Okay, so let's see how Candiace's next season is going to be. And see, that's the thing. I know I got that in my last reading, that if they asked Monique back, they would have to ask Candiace back because they would feel like legally they had to cover their asses. So that she wouldn't sue, since she was already running around talking about suing people when the fight happened and trying to press charges on people and stuff. So I think that kind of scared Bravo a little bit. not that they were like, oh my God, your ultimatums. It was more like, yeah, we'll let you come back as a friend of the show next season, and then we're never going to see you again. So let's see if any of that has changed now. Okay. Well, Candiace is going to show her ass even more on social media, probably behind this. I know people were saying that Andy told her, like, hey, like, maybe you should let somebody else run your social media accounts and stay off of there or whatever. But she's going to be way too happy to get out there and start chit-chatting. And then when people start throwing it back at her, she's going to say or do something that is going to cause a lot of ruckus. You know, people are going to be like starting to be like, oh, well, if we're boycotting Bravo, then we need to boycott Candiace too. Or we're going to boycott Bravo in honor of Nene and also until we get rid of Candiace. Because I just feel like she's not done yet. Okay. What has happened over all of this has affected her marriage quite a bit. Because we have the Justice with the Two of Cups and this Moon card. And then this Hermit. Like, her husband, he loves her, don't get me wrong. But he doesn't agree with the way that she acts or the things that she does and the way she reacts to things. And she doesn't listen to his concerns. Because it's talking here with this King of Pentacles, this Three of Wands, and this Wheel of Fortune. That he really is, like, constantly, like, Candiace, be quiet. Like, stop fighting with people you don't even know on Twitter. Like, what's wrong with you? And, like, he's worried that, like, her mouth is going to cause them a big financial loss. Because I feel like they are really, as much as Candiace was trying to put on, like, they're trying to, like, get a house and this and that, there's a lot of financial issues still happening in her household. There's more money goes out than comes in, and it's been that way this whole entire time. So even if her and her husband both start making a lot of money, it's all going to back bills and things that they didn't pay that were due. She still relies on her parents a lot financially. A lot. So that hasn't changed. She's just better at hiding that now because of the backlash she got for it, right? Bravo's gonna end up making a choice and cutting her. You guys, she might last 2 seasons now. I mean, I feel like she was gonna be on this next season anyways. Again, because like I said, it was like, well, if we bring Monique back, we have to bring her back because she's gonna throw a fit and sue us or, you know, just like be really annoying to deal with. But if she lasts another season, it's literally just going to be because they're like, she's dramatic and we need drama. And now that Monique's not here, like, we need other stuff. But her mouth, her anger issues. Candiace, please go get therapy. Please go get therapy because you're going to ruin everything for yourself in this stuff. And don't be sitting there cheering over Monique's issues, because at the end of the day, and this is a message to Candiace, not to the viewers, but you guys should listen to this too, you know. At the end of the day, if you're gonna gloat over somebody's like downfall, whether you feel that that person deserves that or not, and it is still a downfall for Monique, because even though she's walking away with her head held high, why should she be put in a position that she has to do that? And especially seeing is that Andy was basically, you know, treating her differently, being a woman of color. And so it's like, that makes it, you know, like, not the greatest thing. Like, yeah, like, she walked away with her head held high, but, like, did she do it because she wanted to, or did she do it because she felt like she had to? So Candiace gloating over that is only going to bring back karma to you, because you had the karma card come up. Your husband sees it as your karma. But also, when we get that karma card, it is telling you, like, be careful. So, anyways, guys, I just want to take a look at that because it was just, like, sitting on me. And I was like, let's take a look before I go to bed because I know I'll forget about it tomorrow. So, anyways, guys, I love you so much. If you want to book a personal private reading with me, now you know it's time for me to go to bed. All my information will be listed in the description box below. You can use coupon code BELLA40 to get 40% off any 20-minute or up reading with me. And trust me, use the code because it makes them cheaper than it does to pay the full price for the 10 or 15-minute. I am also just doing random giveaways throughout the week, so make sure you are subscribed and commenting to be eligible for that. I will be picking people in the comments throughout the week for that as well. So I love you all so much, and I will see you all again soon.